Hello, all my beautiful home shoppers out there. If you're in the market to buy a new construction home here in the Austin area, well, then you have come to the right place. My name is Omar Pineda, your Austin realtor who specializes in new construction, and today we are touring Scott Felder Homes in Pflugerville, Texas, in a community called Blackhawk. Blackhawk, what a cool name, right? I immediately thought of the movie when I saw that. But Blackhawk has been around since the 1990s. This is one of the largest master plan communities here in the Austin area. And if you look on the map, Pflugerville, Texas, it is probably one of the most centrally located communities because you are super close to downtown Austin, probably under a 30-minute drive, and you're even closer to the Domain, which is like our second downtown. So if you are looking for a place you're close to entertainment, you're close to a nightlife, then this community will definitely be a contender. Let's see, for Blackhawk, right now they currently are offering ready to move in, so 30 days or less, or they actually have to be built too. So one thing I really want to say always at the beginning is the incentives, because if you've never bought new construction, there's new builders always have some type of incentive to attract buyers, especially the state of the market where it is now. Now, on their website, they are offering rates as low as 3.99%. So what does that tell me? It means that they're going to give you, the buyer, cash to help buy down that interest rate, because interest rates is the biggest barrier preventing people from getting into a home. And Scott Felder, or builders like Scott Felder, are big enough where they can give some cash back to the buyer to help get you to the closing table, to help you get into one of their homes. Now, the biggest caveat to this is you have to do it with their lender, which is never usually a deal breaker for people. And this always comes with a time constraint. It usually doesn't last for more than 30 to 60 days before the deal runs out or it changes. And right now, 3.99% is a heck of a good deal, because that's 2 or 3 points below what the current rate is for the general public. Now, a few little facts about Blackhawk. So you have an amenity center, which we'll see towards the end of the video, because I did have the opportunity to fly my drone. There's water features. There's actually a party room and kitchen. There's sports fields, hiking and biking trails. That's one thing about Blackhawk, is that it's a master plan community. It's almost 8 different communities in one big master plan community, and all of these communities are connected with green belts, trails for biking, trails for walking, and it's very lush and green. But keep in mind, I did film this during the winter time here in Austin, so it's gonna look like fall, like all the leaves are gonna be gone. But just imagine, try to picture what it would look like during the summer when everything is in full bloom and everything is super green. One thing about Blackhawk, and just Austin in general, is it doesn't get enough praise for how walkable, how many trails there are in all these master plan communities. It was really designed with intentions of creating a very active community, so you can get out there and be in nature and be able to ride your bikes in a very safe environment. And one thing about these master plan communities is, to me, it feels like an all-inclusive resort if you've ever been to Mexico, because everything you need is in these communities, where you, with your amenity centers, fields to play outside, and even all the schools are in these, especially this community, because since it was been developed since the 1990s, the school system's already done. So you have your elementary, your middle school, and your high schools in this community. And one thing about, let's see here now, that I did not want to forget is, so in this video, we're going to be taking a look at 2 different homes here now. So the home that we're in here now is the same floor plan, but it's empty. One thing I really want to note here is that the very first home that we saw was a model home. And these model homes, if you've never been to or have never bought new construction before, are always going to look amazing. Meaning that they probably have usually $100 to $200 worth of upgrades. So the builder is presenting you like their best of the best. Now, will you get that when you buy your home with them? Probably not, because most of my clients aren't going to fork over $100,000 to $200,000 worth of their money for these upgrades, and there's a lot cheaper alternatives. If we work together, I can show you some of the vendors I use that I steer my clients to if you want to go directly wholesale for some of these upgrades yourself after you move in, because some of these just don't make sense. But I really want to give you a perspective of what the same floor plan looks like from the model home where it's all decked out to a home that is more realistic to what it looks like more with less upgrades, but same floor plan. One thing I really was special and unique about this floor plan is just the overall layout. It's a 4-bedroom, and it's almost kind of split in half, with 2 bedrooms being on one side of the house and the other 2 being on the opposite end of the house. I personally like that because it kind of gives you some divide on, you know, where the primary owner suite is compared to like where the kid would be or just the other bedrooms would be. And very open, very spacious. This one is, I think, a little bit over 3,000, close to 3,000 square feet. Let me double check here. Yeah, 2,800 square feet. It's priced starting in the mid 600s, and it goes all the way up to like the 900s, depending on how big of a home you want to get, because they do get a lot bigger. Because this is such a big community, they have a few different floor plan choices that you could choose from depending on your budget. And the vibe I'm getting from most of these sales personnel that I've been visiting is that they are willing to work with you as the buyer. Meaning if you need help bringing cash to the closing table, they can help with that. If a main concern of yours is the interest rate and you want to pay the least amount monthly for your mortgage, they can work with you. Now, the benefit of working with a realtor like me is that I visit these builders weekly to stay up to date with these incentives, because they can change probably tomorrow. It's not when these funds run out, then these incentives go away and they change that quickly. Now, keep in mind, the way it kind of works is that Blackhawk is a big builder out here in Austin, and they're not just in this community, they're in like a dozen other communities of new builds happening in the Austin area, but they all pool from the same money to offer these incentives to buyers. And once that money runs out, and it's very realistic for 2 or 3 homes to be sold in one day from these different communities, then that incentive goes away entirely. And it may come back, it may not. But working for a realtor, I keep up with these incentives. So if we do miss out on one of them, there's always a way for us to get something, because I'm knowledgeable of the past incentives, right? And I have built rapport and built all my relationships with all these salespeople from all these builders over time. And you can benefit from that. You can benefit from the relationships I've cultivated and built over time. That's the beauty of working with realtors, especially if they specialize in new construction, because these people see me all the time. And they know me for doing my videos. And that's what one thing that really separates me from the pack is if you are moving to Austin from out of state and you have the constraint of time where you can't check out all these communities all in one day or all in one weekend. I with my clients that are relocating here, I will do the video. I will do the home tours just like you're seeing it here now. I have my own drone where I fly the neighborhood, so you can see before you even step foot here what these master plan communities look like that meet your criteria. You'll get a nice little video like this with a little commentary, just like I'm doing here, but personalized for you. And my clients love it because it really gives them a good idea of what everything looks like, especially with the drone kind of perspective. And when they come one weekend, they are definitely a lot more knowledgeable of what they want, and how it just saves a lot of time, and it really just presents a win-win scenario for everybody. So if you're looking to move to Austin, looking to buy new construction, hit up your boy. I love doing videos like this for my clients. And just take a note here. This is a good example of the drone footage I take, a good example of this the walkability of this area. And this is just a small fraction of it. Blackhawk is probably one of the biggest master plan communities. I can't stress that enough. And if you are watching this, can you take a wild guess as to what they're playing right now? If you guessed cricket, then you got it. That's exactly what they were playing. I was like, wow, you don't see that every day. And this is just an example of one of the amenity centers here. Now, keep in mind, the amenity centers specifically pertain to whatever HOA you are in. So, meaning you don't have access to all the amenity centers, just the one of the HOA that you're in. So it's all about accessibility when it comes to these amenity centers and what you're paying for. That we just kind of flew by on the right was one of the schools, and right here in front of us is another school That's all right here, centrally located next to the amenity center. So you can see just how the layout looks like. I mean, all the trees are bare because I did film this during winter time at the middle of winter. Right now today is January 16th, 2024. And that kind of wraps things up here. This is Scott Felder Homes in the community called Blackhawk. And we are in Pflugerville, Texas. My name is Omar Pineda, your Austin Realtor, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for watching.